Hi, everybody. I am here, not with your reading for the week, but with the video I had promised you about some twin flame stuff. So, for those of you looking for the reading, I'll probably fit that in today as well so you could expect it. Otherwise, this video will be about twin flames. You can, if you're interested in a subject, you should certainly watch this video. For those of you who don't know what twin flames are, I'll give a brief overview, but you can always Google it if you're really interested in a topic. So essentially, a twin flame signifies a spiritual relationship. It is one soul that was split into two, and those two souls went on to exist through many lifetimes, reincarnating separately from one another. And then if you are, I don't want to use the word fortunate, but I will. If you were fortunate enough to incarnate in the same lifetime with your twin soul and meet them in person, you would be on the twin flame journey. So this is for my twin flame journey people, or maybe for some people who could be on a twin flame journey and don't know that they are, and maybe some of these things that I talk about will resonate with you. But essentially, your twin flame relationship is not to be confused with a soulmate relationship. And I'll get into what a soulmate is. Now, a lot of us think that a soulmate is just this wonderful, easy relationship of our dreams. Well, not necessarily. A soulmate doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship at all. A soulmate relationship is a relationship where you and the other person probably are there to basically learn a lesson. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you may have heard me say that my soul growth is basically connected to my soulmate relationship. So basically I get my greatest soul growth and learning all of my lessons from the relationships I've been in. And I certainly know who are members of my soul family, when I look at my dating history. So it's very significant for me. Now, the difference between those type of relationships where you learn a lesson and your twin flame relationship is that your twin flame can pretty much turn your world upside down, topsy-turvy, which means they're going to basically break you down until you turn and cause you to turn into the best version of yourself that you can be. You are going to look at relationships differently, loving yourself differently. Your whole existence, your life purpose, everything is going to be shaken up when you run into your twin and have interaction with them. It is the most difficult, harrowing for a lot of us. Feel like you're going crazy, or you will go crazy, but when it's a true twin flame situation, it is for the better. It turns out to be for the better, and it can really actually just impact you so much. It's like it's saving you in the end. So I hope that made sense for you new people who might be choosing to watch this about twin flames. But those of you who already know, you know the drill, and the more details that I probably left out. So one of the things I want to say is when I communicate with other twins, mainly it's with divine feminines, of course. One more thing I do want to say about twin flames is when it splits, that soul splits, one half is the embodiment of the divine masculine, the other half is the embodiment of divine feminine. Now, we both have masculine and feminine energies within us. It's just that with a lot of twin flame relationships, those balances are significantly skewed, and part of the path to a union is to balance out those energies. So we are forced to look at ourselves on a deeper level and access layers and peel back masks and all these things so that we can balance our masculine and feminine energy, so we are more in a vibrational alignment with our counterpart. So I wanted to mention that. So I am the divine feminine, in this situation, which means that I have to do a lot of balancing, and I have done a lot of balancing between my masculine and feminine energies. And that's basically what my twin came into my life to do, to crack me down so that I embody my divine feminine more than I was prior to meeting him. So when I share things with other twins, it's usually not from a place of do this right now. This is what you need to do on your journey. Unless it's about your personal inner work. I don't do readings for twin flames, energetics, or anything like that, because I feel that our free will choices, all the shifts in the energies in general, can really just change on a whim at any given time. So I feel like the person who knows the energetics of their twin flame relationship in and out are the people involved in it. And I would prefer everyone trust that more than any instructions that I give them, but I don't really give instructions. I'm just going to basically share what I did to help me navigate on this journey. I have some notes here, so I hope you don't mind if I have to check them, because I really don't want to leave anything out or forget anything. So I do want to say is along those lines, whenever you were looking or listening to anything regarding Twin Flame Journey, only takes what resonates to you at a deeper level. And in order to be able to discern, you really have to be close with yourself. So make sure you're taking time to meditate, center yourself, be really connected with your personal energy, the energy of your twin flame relationship, so you can really feel what resonates with you. And I'll give you an example of what some of the things that I see now that kind of bother me a little bit as it pertains to the journey and the divine feminine. I find that divine feminines are often being bashed, and I mean out the gate, because there's an assumption that every single divine feminine is pining for a union with their divine masculine. And one, that's not necessarily the case. Because the one thing I do want to explain to you about a twin flame relationship, union is a bonus, the icing on the cake. It is not the major deal of the relationship. The major deal is the soul growth. The major deal is this transformation. The major deal is coming into your life purpose. Yeah, that's the major deal. The major deal is the healing of yourself. So keep that in mind. However, oh, and of course, ascension. I won't get into ascension, but ascension is critical. Critical for me, I would say. So a lot of divine feminines come under fire because they go online, they go on these spaces, and they're like, I missed my twin, he's not talking to me, he blocked me, I blocked him, etc., this, that, and the other. And people come on to scold them and say, well, you know, it's not really about the union, you should work on yourself, stop being obsessive, da 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 da. And yes, we all should be working on ourselves. But the one thing I will say is, despite it being a collective energetics for twin flames, we are still at different stages in our personal journeys. And you will be hit with the same circumstance over and over and over again until you learn the lesson. So some of us who are still checking the social media of our twins and trying to reach out, feeling that we have to help the divine masculine, save them, rescue them, enlighten them to the idea of twin flames, and fix them and help them with their spirituality, and just being there. And then we turn around and we get rejected, or they fall off, they ignore us or block or whatever that's happening to you, and you feel hurt. Sometimes some of us have to keep feeling that experience over and over and over again until we're like, all right, you know what? I give up. I can't take it no more. And not everyone is there. So the only thing I tell people who are caught in that push and pull is to just, hey, how does this make you feel right now? It doesn't make you feel good? Okay, well, do what makes you feel good. Take a step back, take a break, whatever that makes you feel good. But if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Don't do it. But we don't know how many more lessons other people on the same journey need. So I'd rather not scold them and say, do what I'm doing right now, because, well, I had to grow to the place of doing what I do right now. It took time. So, you know, don't feel bad if you're still caught in this kind of push and pull. It happens. Eventually you can break free of it. It's just, what is your limit? So, all right. So like I was saying before, again, remember, it's not about the union. Union is a bonus. You know, it's a bonus. I felt very free when I came to a place where I was like, you know what? If there isn't any physical relationship union in this lifetime, it's perfectly fine. Because what I decided was I want the best for myself. And if that wasn't coming from my twin flame, then hey, it is what it is. You know, I am not going to try to force that type of thing. I've worked really hard on me and myself, and I want something that's going to be 100% and solid. And if that's not with my twin, it's not with my twin. It's going to come from the person it's supposed to. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, this video, I wanted to give you some tips of the things that I did to get me from the difficult part of the twin flame journey to more of a centered, calm, I'm doing good kind of a place. I'll make a story. I'll make a video of my twin flame journey, like how I knew I was on it, what happened, blah, blah, blah. Just not in extreme detail, but in some detail so you can understand that. But I do, for those of you who are already familiar, I'm just going to go on with the tips of what I did to really work this all out. So if you feel overwhelmed on the journey, you can pull back your energy from your twin. Pull it back. That means you have to stop stalking the social media. You have to stop the incessant thinking about them. The meditations for them, all of that type of stuff. If the energy gets overwhelmed, pull it back. Because sometimes when you push it out towards them so much, you get it back. It can feel overwhelming. Or they can kind of try to pull away from you energetically. And what I mean by energetically is we have two existences here. We have the third dimensional existence, which is our physical day-to-day. That's the physical, I'm in a relationship with you and we're here and together and etc. And as you know, a lot of us twins are not in that kind of relationship. We are in a fifth dimensional relationship where, despite us not being physically involved with this person, maybe we're not seeing them, maybe we're not talking to them, no contact whatsoever, but we are connected energetically, which means you can feel what that person is going through. They can feel what you're going through. You may have dreams, things come up in your meditation. You were otherwise connected at a spiritual level with this person no matter what. That can get overwhelming. You know, I used to talk to the higher self of my twin on a regular basis, but after a while, over time, it was like, okay, this is a lot. So I stopped doing it for a while. Stop all the wondering, the concern, the thinking, all of that. Are they okay? What's going to happen? All of that throws things, fear into the universe, fear into the energetics. So pull that energy back by trying to do and think of more positive things. It kind of means like really try not to pine for union, because when you pine for union, you start freaking out and you put that out, and that's just going to come back to you as more fear for yourself. So just try to take a step back, stay in the present moment, avoid trying to figure every little thing out, and that's how you pull your energy back. Another thing you can do is cut cords. There's a caveat for that. You can never cut all the cords from your twin, period. But there are some extraneous cords that you don't need that you can most certainly cut. So you can do that. There are a lot of resources online about cutting cords. You can do something very basic. I know there are plenty of twin flame, I guess I would call them gurus of sorts, you know, because everyone's on a journey. People who are offering meditations and guidance on how to clear things up between you and your twin. But you can always do this on your own. Remember, you are the guru of your twin flame energetics. So you can look online, whatever resonates with you, you can do it to cut cords. You know, just a lot of it is related to past lives, or stale, old things, karma that needs to be cleared out. You can do that kind of stuff on your own. If you're willing to do the legwork and go online and do what you can, that helps. It helped me. It certainly helped me. It was worthwhile, so I recommend it. Another thing you can do is make sure you're investing in yourself and you are channeling that stressed out energy into something that's going to uplift you. Do that hobby that you've always wanted to do. Take that class. Self-care yourself. Go get your hair done, your nails done, you get a massage. Just take that time. Go on a vacation. Just do things for yourself that you just never made the time for. Okay? Learn your purpose. That is a part of the journey. Learn your purpose. If you have a belief system, and I feel like for the most part, anyone who has experienced the amazing things that has happened on this journey probably have some sort of belief system in place, because if you didn't before, you will now, because it is unbelievably phenomenal. Appeal to your guides to help you find your purpose and try to live that. I know a part of the twin flame journey is coming together with your twin and work on a soul mission together. But you can still work on your soul mission regardless. All right. Ground yourself. Clear your chakras. Get into some energy work. I know a lot of the people that I talk to who are twins, they go into Reiki and chakra clearing, making meditations, audios. Me, you know, I do the oracle readings and the tarot types of things. I do my own energy clearing a lot of the times too, using meditations, but I'm working on like some of my own stuff as well. Do that. Listen to what your inner self and your higher self is aiming and calling for you to do, and focus on it. All right. Avoid the social media. Do not stalk your twin on social media, just because you will probably be upset about what you're going to see. Because don't forget, they are here to transform and trigger us. But there's some ways we don't want to be triggered. And what you see on the social media may bother you too much and give you a step back. Don't. One of the things that I've decided for me that works is don't accept crumbs. A lot of times we get in places where it's like, oh my God, yeah, my twin called me or emailed me or did something, and we just want to suck it up and take whatever we can get. No. Not taking what we can get. And that's from nobody. From your twin, your karmic, your soulmate, okay? A lot of our twins are with karmics and karmic relationships. For those of you who don't know what a karmic relationship is, on a twin flame journey, a karmic relationship is a relationship, romantic relationship with anyone else other than your twin. Karmic relationships are soulmate relationships, and they are intended to learn lessons, because there are some lessons our twins cannot learn while in relationships with us. They just can't. So if your twin is with a karmic, try to understand what he could potentially need to learn that he can't learn from being in a relationship with you, because there's some things you might not tolerate, you know? So, but that doesn't mean that you want to be all in the mix about what's going on, because that can still hurt us. Even though we're trying to go on this path of unconditional love where we accept our twins no matter what they're doing, that doesn't mean we want to see it in our faces. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Now, if you're okay with it and it doesn't bother you, hey, more power to you. But from what I usually see from the Divine Feminine Collective, they're not really feeling it that much. Especially if they've actually had a physical relationship with their twins. Now, some of us have never been physically involved with our twins. But for those of us who have, it can be really hard to swallow. So be careful with that. All right, let me see. Oh, ask your guides for help. I'm telling you. Ask your guides for help. Because we know the universe has a role in the path to a potential union with our twins. And a lot of us had trouble dating, liking anyone else, being involved with anyone else because we feel so connected to this other individual. I understand what that's like. I also know that sometimes the energy that is surrounding us that's linked to our twins can prevent other people from approaching us, going all the way. For me, in my experience, there have been significant blocks in my dating life since I met my twin. Significant. It's been a completely different experience after I met this person. So I know firsthand what that's like. But you can certainly ask your guides to help you. If you feel like you want to date, and you want to have companionship, friendship, anything you want. I'm serious. Ask your guides for it. If you want someone to talk to, pray for it. But I will say, if you do pray for someone to kind of come and be a companion to you, when it's time to let that person go, you have to let them go immediately. Do not hang on. You have to let them go immediately. The universe will sometimes give you something for a minuscule amount of time. I'm telling you, I've seen it happen. So try not to cling to anything. Like I was saying, a lot of us know what our purpose is and we do certain things. I use my divination tool, the oracle cards, to give me ideas of what people's roles are in my life at that time. That helps me understand what's going on. That helps me know how to navigate in a lot of instances. So if you have not started your soul mission or anything along those lines, do it. Consider it. Go out and see what resonates with you. Go into these communities and see what other people are doing. And that can help you navigate on your own on this journey. Okay? So I think that's basically my whole list. The last thing I want to talk about is the current energetics. And like I was saying, I don't read for twin flame energy. All of my readings are like general. I avoid giving people twin flame readings for the reason I stated earlier. Things can shift at any given time, and you don't really want to give people false hope. What I'm reading and hearing a lot now from people who are, into reading for the energetics is about unions, a lot of unions occurring this year. 2018 is a 2-year, which means that is the year of partnerships. And I've been hearing a lot about unions happening. I've been hearing dates like between April and August. Someone said 19,000 pairs. So I'm hearing a lot of this. I can't really say for sure, except in my experience, the synchronicities in my life have gone through the roof. And I do strongly feel like the divine masculine is trying to get it together. But of course, that's not for everybody. That is what's happening in my journey, and I guess in the journeys of some others in the general energetics. Remember, we had a lot of 111, 111, double 11 types of things going on, when we had the 1111 gateway back in November. Even before then, when we had that eclipse, it's like everything has been kind of like piling up. And then we just had 111. And so there's a lot that's happening. It can be really difficult to navigate. I say just take care of yourself. Nurture yourself. Purify yourself. Take your salt bath. Take care of your body physically. go easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Just don't beat yourself up. Just do the best you can for yourself to make yourself feel good. Okay. And if you need to take a break from the spaces that are going on and on and on, take a break. Take a break. You know, you don't have to be in the mix all the time. Sometimes synchronicities get overwhelming. I know it. They get overwhelming for me. So I just take the break. I'm just grateful for the ones that I get because I feel like it means I'm on the right track for what I'm doing in my life. And I feel once you commit to that, it's going to make the journey even just a little bit easier to navigate. Okay. So if anyone has any questions for me about my twin flame journey specifically, I will make the video on it. But if you just want to chat about it a little bit, I'm happy to chat. However, if you need something a little bit more in depth and detail, we can talk about energy exchange for that. Yeah. So I hope that helped just anybody at all. And you all have a great day. Talk soon.